Ghana's third largest hydroelectric facility, the Bui Dam, built to power industries and homes across the nation, now faces an existential threat. Mining
at the banks or in the river is actually going to worsen the situation. It's going to get to a point where we may not have enough water in the river or in the dam to generate electricity from the middle belt.
This threat is not from nature, but from the surge of Galamsey, or illegal mining activities creeping dangerously close to its lifeline, the Black Volta.
One says, Sebio, you know, Galamsey Jumano. Yaswede, Yamsi and Kanokore.
The children do grab you, I mean, go here.
I didn't think you do a besaba.
You might answer, yeah, no.
In this documentary, Joy News' Nana Aljima exposes the sustainability of the nation's energy security being choked by environmental destruction.
This is worrying. In fact, some of the rivers that were programmed, smaller rivers that were like Pra, Cobra, and the rest, that were programmed to do mini grids, mini electricity generation. I'm not sure today we can do it. Galamsey has actually destroyed those rivers.
Electricity remains the lifeblood of every economy, and for a developing country like Ghana, its role in driving growth and development cannot be overstated. A reliable power supply is central to productivity from industry to household, hence the significant investments in generation capacity. According to the 2025 Energy Outlook for Ghana, the country currently boasts of an installed capacity of 5,260 megawatts, with a dependable capacity of 4,855 megawatts. This is expected to meet the projected system peak demand of 4,125 megawatts, with a reserve margin of 18%. At the heart of Ghana's energy mix is the Bui Generating Station, one of the nation's largest power suppliers, contributing a total of 404 megawatts hydroelectric power with a 250 megawatt solar plant under construction. The hydroelectric facility is built on the Black Volta River, falling within the Bui National Park, which is managed by the Forestry Commission. Executive Director of the Africa Center for Energy Policy, ACEP, Benjamin Boachi, speaks of the relevance of the dam on the country's power generation.
If you look at Bui, it's not just about the power it generates or the megawatts that we get from it. It's also very strategic in terms of location. The geography that Bui finds itself within the Ghanaian context is quite strategic, because you need some load in the middle belt to be able to balance your load and be able to ensure that you have great stability and reduce your losses. So in the middle belt, until recently when we sent some power generation to Kumasi, Bui was the anchor. It was the one that was actually preserving the integrity of the grid in the middle belt.
But the upsurge of illegal mining within the reservoirs of the dam threatens the dam's lifespan. Aside from some individuals mining in the Black Volta, illegal communities are springing up within the reserve. Acting Deputy Chief Executive Officer of the Bui Power Authority, Samuel Nimakumbuatin, speaking to the media in July 2025, explained the authority is overwhelmed by the invasion of its operational area. The interview was on the sidelines of a visit by some top officials of the Ghana Air Force to the BPA.
As you all know, Galamsey has become very rife in the country. All efforts are being exhausted here to extirpate here the activities of Galamsey. And without the military at the forefront of this fight, we cannot achieve anything.
A Joy News investigative team set out to gather evidence of illegal mining along the dam. The team made a 30-minute journey on a boat to one of the communities notorious for illegal mining. This new settlement for illegal miners is named Akufuado. The mission here is to gather facts on the reality of a national security threat posed by the illegal miners and their activities close to power installations. Even before the boat will dock, the noise from the Shamfan engines is heard about 300 meters from the mining area. Upon sighting the boat, which looked different from those plying the route, some of the illegal miners halted operations and most of them took to their heels. Others threw caution to the wind, perpetrating the illegality with impunity. They mine along the banks of the reservoir of the Bui Dam. The area being mined, according to sources, is an extension of the dam in the rainy season. Here, the mining operations mainly involve the digging of small pits about 4 to 5 feet deep and the same size wide. Simple tools like hoes and pickaxes are the main tools deployed for the activity. From the soil dug, they wash for the precious metal. With Shamfan machines, they pump water from the dam to wash the sand for the gold deposit. This wastewater is diverted back into the dam, leading to the siltation and pollution of the dam. Acting Deputy Chief Executive Officer of the Bui Power Authority, Samuel Nimakumbwatin, says the menace is causing siltation of the dam's reservoirs.
When the Galamsey activities is done, especially the upstream, what happens is that it causes siltation of the river, and that decreases the effective volume of the reservoir. So if, let's say, we are expecting the reservoir to contain about 100 meter cube of water, because of this Galamsey activity, it will rather reduce it to about 80. And then when it reduces to 80, it means that you have limited amount of water to generate power, and that will affect the power generation.
But the miners insist their activities in the river and its banks cannot harm the dam. One of their leaders, Etu, claims they mine sustainably.
Ni nsuo so mansin wo ha ye adwuma dabi obi obeka se ode ene bi baba bia yempo yenti ase di ye de we a yetu we entimi nkro so careful we mpo na nkasa akọ animu ho ndi uka se we ye de we betimi akọ so sa problem na dabi ye de we de entimi.
Another leader, who also gives his name as Abodie, is unable to confirm or deny whether their activity pollutes the dam. He says the leadership of the miners often patrol the banks of the river to check against the washing of their tailings into the dam.
Mintim ka se no kranse mintim ka se nyi no kore. Ena no so no won se sebisebio ye na ye Galamsey adwuma no. Ya so eden, nyamse yenka no kore. Yakoho mrebia obeko no na ebia na ayi nsuo no enye fi but obesan ko na aliki afa baby nti etomre bi kura na ye ne omo ye bom hard wo.
According to Abodie, in the rainy season, their mining committee ensures all the dugout sand is sent far from the reach of the dam's overflow point. By this measure, he says the sand is not washed directly into the dam.
He has no season, you know, Tama soon beto. Inti sensuno beto ayema omo baki anwani nyina eba echiri. Sene be ya yensu nya problem because hona me there me nya manu adua na ede edidi. Inti bosu sebe me sere me kan. Ye ka se ye fi gu nsu no ma. Gise ebia sisia but intim ka se enokran se enokore.
The generation of hydroelectric power depends on rainfall patterns to sustain the water levels in the dam. With illegal mining silting the dams and the erratic rainfall due to climate change, many are pointing to a national emergency in dealing with the situation. Executive Director of the Africa Center for Energy Policy, ACEP, Benjamin Boache, envisages half of the Ashanti region may be cut off the national grid if the situation persists.
So if it is given as a minimum of 200 megawatts, without that, almost half of Kumasi will not have electricity. So that is how significant. We have in recent years also see the plant struggle, and sometimes when the rains don't come on time. So if we keep mining at the banks or in the river, it's actually going to worsen the situation. It's going to get to a point where we may not have enough water in the river or in the dam to generate electricity from the middle belt.
For mining activities, many youth of the Bongase community, one of the communities along the Black Volta, have deserted their homes to settle in the reserve. They are the main people behind the illegality. Meet Henry Ahin, who is believed to have discovered the community which is now called Akufuado.
I'm from Akufuado. Mediankasa di Henry. Ba akwese omosi omo ba ho no ana omosi mi yetia mi ni party yetia ana omo frem Akufuado no sana akaho
le fra Akufuado esa de atukuru
es no hana omosi de atukuru nti se bia obi firi hazi ana so obi firi ba bi na oba ha omosi ko Akufuado akura eno na ma akaho sa.
The area which Henry made his second home for fishing activities was called Kasebomi. He has been fishing at the location for over 10 years, and the business here was very lucrative. But the invasion of the area by these miners has negatively impacted the fishing business. He says the dam sometimes turns muddy due to the mining activities.
Oh, affect me kakladi. I
didn't think I said
I say the way I didn't say a Jumani Becono and Cososa. To say Diana, the country say acquire ya pine, Edia and Siano. You say acquire Siano, and Siano Yanasa. It's a honor, but you say a Chelsea.
According to Henry, the illegal miners migrated to the area in gangs. A group of miners who first arrived to prospect for gold left in futility. But another group that followed was successful, hence the establishment of the community. The settlement, which the Forestry Commission has described as illegal, has now developed into a bigger community with a population of over 6,000. By law, the Bui National Park and the catchment of the Bui Power Authority are protected areas, hence settlements are illegal. Manager for the Bui National Park, Dramani Dauda Jawad, says there are presently 4 established Galamsey settlements in the park.
We have the Akufuado combined with Alegeles, which seems to be one community. We have the Dollar Power community, we have Alaba, and we have Dokochina. So about 4 major communities. The rest are Scotty, sometimes fisher folk who put pavilions along the Black Volta just to stay and then do fishing.
Among these settlements, the Akufuado community poses the greatest threat to the Black Volta as they mine just on the banks of the dam. The settlement is a slum. Homes here are constructed from wood and metal sheet roofing. Other structures have nylons or plastics used as roofing and covers for the wooden shacks. It has its own provision shops, boutiques, restaurants, drinking spots, entertainment centers, beauty salons, among others, all operating in the makeshift structures. A mosque is erected here for the Muslim inhabitants. Under one of the shelters serving as a salon and provision shop, I caught up with these women. Gladys, who relocated here from Kintampo, Apeusika, is getting her hair done. She claims to be a shop attendant, but will not give the name of her shop nor that of the owner. But she says she is at a settlement to make money, though disappointed after arriving.
The mama de beduane say na me edwuma na asay. Mama mi nso me peska koyeye. Me nyeska koyeye. Na obi say edwuma wa na me de bae.
Nti edwuma be na ba be no ha.
Pacho me ton ade wa stone.
Ede be no stone kan ne ma woton chem.
Pacho drinks. Drinks and biscuits.
Na oba business to send wa Akufo-Addo ha.
Say edwuma nye. Ubetana ofitana pa ko pimenye bra yanto ade. Tama de be di kura yedene.
I didn't know enter the first net to send us the same sort of thing.
Oh, mpacho memba hada. Meba kura afi na manya bosume.
Nti se nipa no ka cho se adwuma ha no adada wana.
Me pacha.
Nti o dwen hu so be kwa na still betina ha.
Menye sika de amako.
The settlement, siting along the Black Folta and in the middle of the Bui National Park, remains illegal. Over the years, the Forestry Commission has led operations to clear the settlement. On 3 occasions, between March and August this year, a security operation spearheaded by the Forestry Commission and the Bui Power Authority torched makeshift homes at Akufo-Addo in efforts to evacuate people here.
My predecessors have tackled it. I had in records where they have done burnings, they have done confiscations. Then between March and August, I personally have carried out 3 operations there, burning the structures. You know, these structures are robbers. Burning, confiscating, and making some arrests. But it's quite unfortunate that these people, you sack them today, 2-3 days, you don't go back, you go back, they are there. It's a challenge. But we have made several attempts to sack them, several burning the place, you sack them. For some time they come back.
But despite the efforts to flush out the illegal mining community, the population continues to grow. Etu insist they are unwilling to abandon the community regardless of the force being used.
I didn't
know do abesaba.
You say, on said, yes, Ajuma, and so, no. Until Memmy Dimin Cotanafi, Emani ye. The Ajuma, and so, may no. The Yashini Dua. You're saying, oh, even a band every day, security power Hambuna, Jumano. May my dreams make coffee. Come coffee, dear Macaco, no fino. And for Papa Mereme. The Meme coffee and Boame. Into Meme Hano, Minimisa Hano, a Boame Senefina Mecono.
To the park manager, a security base will have to be established in the area to ensure the people, once flushed out, do not return. Mr. Dramani Dauda reveals most of the settlers are nomad miners who are always looking for an abode.
I can say that one can be survivor. It seems to be a livelihood for most of the, especially the foreigners, and they don't even have a place to go. So as far as they get there as an abode, sometimes you sack them, which community do they belong to. So if they don't identify another mining site to go, it means they hide around or they move out for some time, then they monitor the system and they get back. Most Ghanaians, you arrest them or you go to burn the place, most of the Ghanaians sometimes leave. But the foreigners are difficult to control.
The police and other security agencies sometimes join the private security of the Bui Power Authority and the Forestry Commission in fighting the menace. But the combat has largely yielded positive results in a section of the park. Until September this year, Shamfan boats were floating at the Yekope end of the Black Volta. Through collaborative security efforts, over 93 Shamfan machines have been seized. Series of operations along the Black Volta have resulted in the arrest of 12 motorbikes, over 40 pumping machines and generators. 37 people have so far been arrested and put before court.
Around Viekra and around the Waka Waka Enclave. So together with the Bui Power Authority military team, I think we have launched a very serious attack on them. We are able to, let me say, over 90% successful, because we confiscated over 90 Chamfan machines on the water, and then we banned a lot of their items that they use. So it used to exist for the last 2 months and 3 months back, but successfully I think we are able to attack that aspect, and it is now at a low side.
The Bui Power Authority has expressed concern about the invasion of its territory by illegal miners. To deal with the situation, the authority has provided logistical support to various security agencies operating within the Bono and Savannah regions. Charles Tufuo, Community Relations Manager, made this known.
So as an organization, we've been supporting the military, the Navy, the police. At times we partner with the Bono Regional Coordinating Council. In terms of resources, we've given about 2 Ford pickups to the Bono Regional Coordinating Council that was handed over in July. And we've done same to the Savannah Regional Coordinating Council through their regional ministers, 2 pickups, which we support them with fuel card every month since we started this exercise. So on our part as Bui Power, our internal security, you've already spoken to them. They are doing their best. They go there, make sure that the illegal miners, which most of them are foreigners, stays away, especially those working with Chamfan, trying to use the Chamfan machine on the river. They normally go and, sack them, arrest some of them, and now we have about 91 Chamfan machines seized, and about 54 water pumping machines seized from the illegal miners. We will keep them, and I think at the appropriate time we are going to hand them over to the government to take the necessary action on these things.
In spite of these gains, the Forestry Commission cannot renege, as the damage caused within the catchment remains huge. The harm of illegal mining to some of the country's major river bodies remains glaring, as some of them continue to lose their quality. Some of these rivers, including the Pra River, were programmed to be used in energy production. But with the damage done, many doubt the ability of such rivers to serve the purpose. Benjamin Boache of ASAP warns against losing the Bui Dam as well.
This is worrying. In fact, some of the rivers that were programmed, smaller rivers that were like Pra, Cobra, and the rest, that were programmed to do mini grids, mini electricity generation. I'm not sure today we can do it. Galamsey has actually destroyed those rivers. So we can't now have existing rivers that are generating power also get threatened. These chemicals that I'm not sure to what extent they could even react with the turbines and energy systems that we will put into the river. So we need to carefully look at it and stop it before it degenerates or get worse. Because once they start, and continue the way they've done to Eastern, Western, and Ashanti region, we may lose the dam.
In July 2025, the Ghana Air Force revealed plans to establish an Air Force base at Joboi near Bamboy in the Savannah region for its operations and to offer help in the fight against illegal mining on the Black Volta. The initiative forms part of the renewed commitment to combat illegal mining and protecting public investments. This was announced by the commander of the Tactical Air Command at Bui, Air Commodore Kwabna Kisiedu Mankure Atiemu, during the visit of the Ghana Air Force Commander, Air Vice Marshal Patrick Ajin Frempong, to the proposed project site and the Bui Power Authority as part of his maiden working visit to the area.
Bui Power Authority also in seeking to protect the dam and to stave off certain threats that are in the reservoir and north of it in the Black Volta are also very happy assisting us and partnering us to set up a base here so that we can have an airfield that both facilitates security but also will facilitate logistics and that kind of thing in support of the dam.
The first phase of the project, which includes an operational airfield, is expected to be completed within 2 years, while the entire development will take 5 years. Until the project completed and the intention of ending all illegalities along the dam's catchment is achieved, Bui Power's 404 megawatts generation facility will continue to be under threat. The Bui Dam is more than concrete and turbines. It is the heartbeat of Ghana's middle belt, the power behind industry, schools, and homes. But Galamsey threatens to dim that light. Protecting Bui is not just about saving electricity, it is about safeguarding livelihoods, preserving our environment, and securing Ghana's future. The choice is ours: gold today or light for generations.